So 347 today. We're talking about some standouts in yesterday's matchup between Montreal and Pittsburgh. Montreal ended up winning the game in a shootout 2-1. We saw Sam Montembeault play the first half of the game, and then Jacob Fowler transitioned into the second half. Both goalies I thought played really well. Montembeault started the game off really strong, and Fowler played the game exceptionally well too. And both goalies were really noticeable. Fowler didn't allow any goals and was just playing. He was really composed in the shootout too. So he looked really good. That's a really promising sign to see out of him. And I think it overall is just a great effort all around from the Habs in general. And when you talk about the game and the standouts, so they had a line of Jake Evans with Josh Anderson, Brendan Gallagher, probably their most productive line all game. Jake Evans looks improved, I would say. His feet look a little bit faster. He looks like he's positionally more aware and he's taking advantage of space a little bit more. I'd be curious if he's able to slot in more as a second line center this year. Depends on the health of the Canadians, depends on the health of guys like Kirby Doc and some of the other guys up front. But I just think with the Habs situation at center, this could be a situation where Jake Evans could climb up to second line center role. I think this is his year where he could really take advantage in his stride, offensively speaking, and he could take advantage of that and kind of run with it over the course of time. Outside of that, some of the younger guys are really noticeable. Owen Beck was just a havoc around the net. He was creating a lot of chances. He was active on rebound opportunities. He was pouncing on loose pucks. Philip Machar was doing a great job of using his speed up the wing, driving plays, and being able to use his feet and his pace simultaneously. So he looked good with the puck and skating the puck and being able to use that stride extension to be active offensively. And some of the other guys who were noticeable outside of that line, like I mentioned, of Gallagher, Evans, and Anderson. I thought Ivan Demidov was just the best player in this game. In terms of his ability to create chances, his activity on and off the puck, his creativity was just unbelievable. He gets more and more fun to watch every single game we've seen of him, and we saw it at the prospect tournament. We're going to see it now with the reps that he's getting in preseason. And I think it's a good thing that he's played as much as he has already leading up to the season because he's gotten reps coming into the prospect tournament. He's gotten reps now in preseason. I'd imagine the smart move with him in preseason is to play him as often as you can because that way you can maintain the consistency in his development over the course of time. And he would already have around a month of hockey under his belt by the time the regular season starts. So I think that's going to be his advantage heading into the year is the amount of hockey that he's played already leading up to the season. And that's a huge advantage in terms of what they can get out of him offensively and be able to have that creativity right off the bat from the first game of the regular season. And I think that'll be very important. I thought their D were really noticeable, and Jaden Struble is noticeable. Mark Del Gaizo is noticeable physically. Most noticeable defenseman is Noah Dobson in terms of his ability to make plays, his ability to use his shot, just a weapon on the power play too. When you're talking about his ability to create chances and an ability to use that shot, it's going to be a lethal threat from the point on the power play, especially in that building in Montreal. He's just going to be taking advantage of every shot that he can. And it's likely we see Lane Hudson on the first unit, but with him on the second unit, I would imagine that's the what they're gonna go with and how it's gonna look. But Dobson just very creative playmaker from the point, very active in terms of mobility, using his footwork, using his edges to be able to create chances and move off the puck and uses his feet really well. And that's probably the most noticeable component. And then you look at his puck movement and his playmaking ability, how he's able to shoot the puck with volume and with pace. This is a defenseman that could really blossom in Montreal. And I would imagine we're going to see some pretty good years out of Noah Dobson in Montreal for quite a long time too. And yeah, those are the most noticeable guys. Oliver Kapanen I thought was good too. He was noticeable. Same with Patrick Laine. Sean Farrell was noticeable. But Kapanen, in terms of I believe he was the top line center. So he was just very active on and off the puck. He was very active with Demidov, showed some creativity there, and was able to move off the puck pretty nicely for him in situations. And then as for Pittsburgh, I thought one of their most noticeable guys was Tristan Brose and the speed, the pace, the tenacity, the off puck play, the defensive habits, the stick work defensively to be able to shut plays down. All of it was there. And he showed a lot of improvement in his game. And I thought that was really big step forward out of him. I mean, some of the other guys were okay. I didn't really notice too many guys on Pittsburgh that really screamed and stood out at you right away outside of Bros and then Sergei Murashov in net. I thought Murashov was really intriguing. I hadn't heard about him until I watched this game, and I was watching him technically in terms of movement. I was able to stay square to pucks, and it was really intriguing to watch him. And he was doing a great job of being able to reset his feet and be able to be in motion, be able to make saves off second and third chances. And there are times where he'd allow bad rebounds, but he would be able to recollect himself and then be able to make those prime saves either with his glove or blocker. So he was active there. It was really noticeable. But yeah, like I said, there weren't really too many major guys that were very noticeable for Pittsburgh. Like they had a handful. They didn't have a ton of guys, and most of their guys were playing physical and not really as engaged, I would say, offensively. But then again, there were AHL, ECHL level guys looking to maintain that compete level and work ethic to try and compete for a spot on the team. So it's more of a hard working lineup that Pittsburgh implemented into this game. So it didn't really surprise me that there are too many guys that weren't really standing out. But I mean, there were a couple of guys here and there, and Bros and Murashov, I think, were the two guys that are most noticeable throughout the game.